says that jersey says it's all. Detroit versus everybody. Listen, I have been kind of high on the Detroit Lions the last couple years before last season when they kind of, quote, blew up, and I kind of like, whoa, slow it down, baby, right? Slow it down, which was kind of right, I guess, in a roundabout way. But at what point is it not Detroit versus everybody, right? Like, at what point do the Detroit Lions start to get hated? Like the Kansas City Chiefs, like the Patriots, like the Miami Dolphins. At what point do the Detroit Lions start to get hated? No more biting of kneecaps. No more getting, right? At what point do we start to hate the Detroit Lions? I mean, because honestly, I don't think we're even close to that yet. This year, we got them on Thanksgiving and one Thursday night game. The following week, we only got them on 2 Monday night games. They play the 49ers on Monday night, and then they play the Seahawks on Monday night. Like, I don't think, to answer my own question, I think we are far away from a Detroit Lions hate, right, for a very, very long time. Very, very far away. John says they just got better in the offseason and only getting better. And I actually wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk to my man Luke G about that. We've been kind of stalling long enough, but let's carry on with the show here, and we'll pop him in as soon as he gets an opportunity here. But at what point did the Detroit Lions get better this offseason? Yes, I know they drafted a couple cornerbacks in the first and second round, added some depth to the offensive line in rounds 4 and 6, added another defensive back in the fourth round. But at what point did the Detroit Lions get better this offseason? To be honest, I don't think they got better this offseason. Now, they're still a pretty good team. Don't get that twisted one bit. They're still a pretty good team. They signed Jared Goff to a nice extension, right? They still got David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, a nice 1-2 punch back in the backfield. They got St. Brown, Jameson Williams, right? Sam Laporta, and Donovan Peoples-Jones to kind of round out that receiving core. They lost old lineman that declared eligible, right? Was it Shipper, right? They lost him in free agency. They cut Cam Sutton because of a domestic battery issue, right? And they lost the other cornerback that they signed that only played like 3 games. His name's slipping my mind right now. Luke G would know that off the top of his head. He knows his Detroit Lions inside and out. But I don't think that the Detroit Lions got better this offseason. I'm going to be flat out honest about it. I don't think they got better this offseason. Now, the front 7 is still pretty gnarly, right? That front 7 is still pretty gnarly with Jack Campbell and Alex Alonso, right? Aiden Hutchinson, they signed that defensive end from the CFL. That front 7 is pretty gnarly. Back 4. Whoa. Carlton Davis is not bad. Brian Branch, looking forward to see a lot more from him. Right? But where did they get better? What big signing did they say, oh, that made them a Super Bowl caliber team? That pick put them over the San Francisco 49ers. That pick made them a 13-win team. What put them over the edge to improve, John? John People says, just hope they didn't pay too much for Jared Goff. Listen, we're going to speak very briefly on the whole quarterback situations across the NFL. Every quarterback, besides like Mahomes, you can probably put Lamar Jackson up there. Really can't put Joe Burrow up there, but pretty much besides Mahomes, actually Patrick Mahomes, really, because Lamar Jackson needs all the help around him that like he can get. Every quarterback right now in the NFL is probably overpaid for. Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Brock Purdy's going to be overpaid for. Dak Prescott's going to be overpaid for. Derek Carr, right? Every quarterback out there right now is probably overpaid. Now, I'm not saying that those guys are not good and didn't earn their money or don't need that money, right? But the Detroit Lions have a lot of salary cap room to play with over the next 3 years. When Jared Goff got that deal, I was looking at the salary cap. They're not even close to the salary cap the next 3 years. Not even close. And they got some contracts that are going to be up. St. Brown's going to be up, right? Jameson Williams is going to be up, right? Jahmyr Gibbs. They got some contracts coming up, and they got some money to play with. So they had to sign Jared Goff basically now, so they can restructure every year to bring in more players. But I think they did right by Jared Goff.